Hello and welcome to Get in the Robot with Mark and Fred. I'm Mark Anthony Martinez.
I'm Fred Wood. How's it going, Mark?
It's going good.
Was that a good episode?
It was a pretty good episode.
It's a pretty good episode.
I feel like we got a little bit of everything. I get some slice of life. We got some conflict, and we got some...
all the things you hope for in storytelling. You got conflict. You got resolution. You have character arcs. It did a story, that is for sure. So this episode was not, again, it was a different episode, like every episode from before it, where it kind of follows like a different kind of narrative arc. It's not about an angel attack. It's not an interpersonal kind of story. It's like a grander scheme kind of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I like the format of it. We learned that Gendo is in the Epstein files at the beginning.
That's not correct. What are you talking about? Gendo, I don't think Gendo would be in the Epstein files. Gendo's a lot of problematic and terrible, but I don't think he'd be in the Epstein files.
So we learned that a lot of the official information from last episode's battle has been redacted for security purposes and also to not disturb the populace or just to kind of get away with some of the spending that they're doing.
Yeah.
So I immediately just... my brain just went there when
it's just on a bunch of redacted classified files.
Someone in leadership handing over redacted files. Okay.
Yeah. You don't know who that is that he's talking to yet, but we'll see him, I think, maybe in the next episode. I'm not sure.
And that's where we learn the title of the episode, That Which is Man-Made.
Mm-hmm. That is the first title, and then when we get the second title later...
You're going to have to tell me what that one is.
It's a human work.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that conversation? I guess...
I don't know that there's a whole lot there.
That's kind of it, right?
Yeah, it's just like they're lying about money, and they need some... They're lying about stuff, and they need money, and... was that the bit about where Sele is happy to spend the money as long as it's for their preservation?
Right, I think so, because it just gives you a glimpse as to, Nerve's operation, how they have to kind of dance around the government, the UN, just to keep everything above board, because maybe, I don't know at this point, but maybe something that the way in which they're conducting business clearly isn't above board, right?
Yeah, it seems like they're in breach of ethics somewhere, maybe perhaps with the 14-year-old children piloting their robots. But the next scene is fun. We get to see Misato and Shinji do their breakfast routine, and Pen is there just minding his business. But
I love the bit of the waking up in the morning, Shinji with his coffee. I was like noticing that Shinji eats like Pen too. They kind of eat their toast and the fish the same way.
And then Misato comes out to start her day, and she's got a much different energy. She slams a beer in one shot, right? Like she just downs that whole thing.
Beer.
She makes a comment about it being like the traditional Japanese breakfast of sake, rice, and fish. And it's like, Shinji's like, that might be your traditional Japanese breakfast.
Always got to be the adult, Shinji.
And Shinji's like, so are you coming to my parent-teacher conference? And she's like, yep, it's part of the job. And he's like, part of the job, huh? Does anything else happen in that scene? Oh, he's like, please don't go out dressed like that, because she's like in her 90.
And then the two boys, his friends.
Yeah, Toji and Kensuke show up, excited to see him off to class, and they poke their heads in, but she just waves from the other room, so they don't get to see her.
Trying to get a glimpse of the beautiful Misato, the slovenly Misato.
Yeah, there's a line from Misato about how, sarcasm, huh? Well, I guess Shinji's opening up a bit, or loosening up a bit.
Yeah.
So we get to the school, and things are as they normally are. Kids excitedly talking throughout the day. And then Misato pulls up real fast and recklessly in her car, gets out, and she's completely dolled up, very professional looking. And all the boys go wild while the girls are annoyed by them. And that's it. We don't actually get to see any of that parent-teacher conference or anything, right?
No, but, it does feel like Shinji's very much his own person, but he does definitely feel like he's acclimating to the school environment. He's got a couple new friends now, and he's just being Shinji.
I will say Shinji's complaints have changed. They're not like, oh, life is unfair, life is hard.
Exactly.
I shouldn't do this. It's like, Ugh, Masato's such a mess.
He's chilling out.
Yeah. He's
Like,
starting to come into his own a little bit.
yeah.
Let's see.
Then we skip to the plane.
No.
Oh, no?
Before the plane is the long elevator scene where Shinji's talking to himself about how he doesn't know what the Evangelion is. He doesn't know why the entry plug smells like blood.
Oh, yeah.
And why he's so comforted while he's in the pod.
This is in his little amniotic fluid.
Yeah.
Or whatever that word is. The amniotic?
Embiotic? No.
He becomes an embryo.
He's in his little juice box, and it's fine.
His bloody little juice box.
Ritsuko speaks a little more clearly about how Second Impact wasn't a meteorite, but rather an angel showing up at the South Pole 15 years ago and decimating life, and how they are concerned about Third Impact. And they talk about money a bunch. They talk about a lot of money and how like money is really important, and money is really kind of the theme of this entire episode. And they mentioned that Gendo is out of town. Then it's Gendo on the plane.
And he's met with an official. I just thought it was funny.
We don't know what country that official was from.
Right. That he asks. It was very polite. Goes up the
entire
aisle
plane is empty. It's like a passenger or like a small plane.
And still asks Gendo if he could sit there, if that seat is taken.
Yeah, basically. He's like, since we're both on this flight, is it okay for me to sit here? It's like, yeah. Did you notice anything interesting in that conversation? Kind of hard to follow.
It was kind of hard to follow. Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
So they talk about money again. Like that's what every conversation is about.
Right.
But the official from some other country says to Gendo that every country except for the U.S. is on board for the finances.
The thing he says about the U.S. is a little contradictory, I feel like. Because what does he say? He says something to the effect of like...
He says they're not on board yet, but they will be because they're allergic to unemployment.
Ah, okay. So they need this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's like the U.S. is standing on principle, but they will fold for this event.
Okay.
They specifically mention that Unit 6 is paid for, and they're getting the money together.
Yeah, they're mentioning new units.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was really interesting.
And then they're like, but finding pilots is the difficult part. It's like they've got the money, they're making the robots, but they need to find the pilots for it. I guess at that point is where they say that 15 years ago at the South Pole is where the first angel appeared. And then the next morning we get the breakfast scene again.
Mm-hmm. And this is where I specifically wrote that Shinji eats like the penguin.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like they're very much a family unit at this point, And then also, I think in one of the dub lines, it was saying Misato says that she's drinking sake, but the can clearly says beer.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I
that
did
was in that
like,
first
okay.
thing. She was saying like the traditional thing is sake, and she's doing the traditional thing. It's like, no, you just slammed a beer.
Okay, all right. So it's like a knowing joke.
But this second breakfast scene is not like the first one. She comes out fully dressed up for an event that she has to go to.
Right.
Which is shocking not only to Shinji, but also to Pen Pen.
She cleans up well.
She cleans up nice. And then, yeah, so we don't know anything about the event other than the event is planned and that she has to go to it. She doesn't want to go to it.
It's a world meeting.
Yeah, so it seems like I had to go and like look up the name of the company. It turns out there isn't one, but it's another private company similar to Nerve, who is, I guess, vying for weapon rights or technology rights to fight these angels, and they are looking for money to do it.
Right.
And so
Nerve's competitors.
It is exactly that. It's a competitor to Nerve. And they have an they have a remote-controlled, unmanned, nuclear-powered robot that they're testing, or that they're doing a demonstration with. And during the banquet scene, Ritsuko is like, if you don't mind, I have a question. And they're like, of course, the famous Ritsuko, Miss Ritsuko, like, of course. And she's like, isn't putting a nuke in a robot like really dangerous, especially one that's doing hand-to-hand combat? And he's
immediately she tears into him.
Yeah. He's like, well, at least this one can pilot for more than 5 minutes and doesn't require a pilot that can go berserk.
I just imagine the audience, the audience of other investors and scientists going, oh.
Yeah. I mean, you could hear them laughing at her at some scenes.
Yeah.
And in that scene, they mention a few things about like, oh, yeah, your unit went berserk. Your unit can only last 5 minutes. Your unit, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like all of this was confidential, but somehow it got out.
Yeah, a lot of tit for tat. But
they mentioned the AT field specifically. It's like, well, what are you? It's like, we may not have your AT field, but it'll be a matter of time before we figure that out. And that is something that is top secret that like no one should apparently know about. And the whole time Misato's like, look, stop it. You're looking childish. You're making a scene. And then once we get to the after party of just the two of them in the changing room, Misato's destroying a locker, furious that like they were talking such shit. And Ritsuko's like, stop it, you're being childish.
And then is that then after that meeting, they go to the testing ground?
Yes.
Right.
So now we're going to the demonstration of the Jet Alone is the name of the giant nuclear-powered remote robot.
That's a bit of epic foreshadowing there.
What do you mean?
Because as we will get to, the robot ends up jetting off alone.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's true. I hadn't considered that. The idea being that, like, I guess jet alone, the alone part is that it's a remote-controlled machine.
Autonomous.
Not autonomous, though, because it's controlled.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
It's, what do you, like, didn't Tesla do that with the robots?
Oh, yeah, the puppeted one? Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, we see them make the robot walk. And after some walking, they're like, oh, or like Misato, I guess, is like, oh, they made it walk. That's something to be proud of.
What the guys, the competitors start raving about as soon as they power it up, that first step, all those scientists are like going crazy.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of work to make a robot walk.
Start the walk cycle, first step. Yeah!
I mean, it's a big deal. They've got a remote-controlled nuclear-powered robot, and they made it take its first step.
I mean, I guess I can't say that I've done that.
Yeah.
So, pretty impressive. But
it's like watching your cat
stop.
take its first step, you know?
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, and then it can't stop, won't stop, and the reactor starts to falter. And they're like, oh, okay, the reactor's starting to falter. Hit the cancel command, like stop it.
Stop it.
And they can't. Something goes wrong. They can't make connection with it.
I like the line that Ritsuko says, where she kind of mentions that it's as badly behaved as its makers.
Yeah. No, that was Misato.
Oh, that was Misato?
Yeah,
that
was Misato. That was a great line, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's after it keeps walking and steps on the building that they're all in. Thankfully, everybody's safe. But yeah, so it goes on through. And so they're like, okay, you've got a password to delete the thing, like shut it down remotely. Like you've done everything except for the final shutdown.
So it starts walking off uncontrollably, then it escalates to, it's also melting down.
Yeah. Like the nuclear reactor is going to explode, and you just have this walking nuclear bomb that is just kind of making a run for it.
And then it's also headed towards a populated area, right? Then they name drop a town.
They named the town. I don't know if they were saying whether or not it was populated. I'm certain it was, but yeah.
And then
they also made a mention earlier that like the place where this entire event was happening, which is this like big barren wasteland, is the former Tokyo. So
site of the second impact?
No, the second impact was at the South Pole.
I thought that was the first impact because they're afraid of the third impact.
Yeah, second impact was the thing that happened in the North Pole.
Okay,
I think first impact was humanity on the Earth. I don't remember. I forget. That's something that I'm sure that they'll mention later. But yeah, second impact was the South Pole, and they're worried about a third impact. Yeah, first impact is the meteors wiping out the dinosaurs.
Oh, is that it?
I think so.
Okay.
Because the cover up is that second impact was meteors wiping out the South Pole when really it was angels.
Boom.
Let's see. Yeah, so Misato's like, okay, clearly you've done everything, but you haven't done the thing that you need to do, which is to delete all of the programming off of it. And he's like, I don't have clearance to do that. She's like, we'll get clearance to do that. And so he makes a phone call. And that first phone call is like, it's a guy in like a nice office, like, oh, you'll have to go up the chain for that. That's not my responsibility. They call another guy and he's out golfing.
Passing the buck.
And he's like, I can't make a decision that big on the phone. Like, you can like call this person. So he like escalates it. And Misato's like, everybody's just like passing the buck, like doesn't want the responsibility of it. And so I think what happens is that like, I wasn't very clear about how that resolves it, but like, he's like, we've submitted the form for approval, but like.
They have to wait for the written approval to arrive.
Right. And she's like, they're all going to be dead by the time that happens. So I will go and do it manually. And then you start to see people in the scientists of this private company are also like, okay, screw it. We're not going to follow protocol. We're going to do what we need to do. And Misato literally is going to take it into her own hands. They call it an Ava. The Ava comes in with Shinji, and the Ava is going to deliver Misato to Jet alone to shut it down. And Shinji's like, that's really dangerous. You're crazy. And she's like, oh, don't worry. The Ava can withstand the impact of a nuke. And he's like, I'm talking about you. And she's like, well, I'd have a lot of regrets if I don't do this, or if I don't do everything I can.
I like the one scene where it just shows the Jet alone, walking alone. Mm-hmm. And it's just a shot of it just kind of strolling along.
Going for a dainty stroll.
Just like casually melting down. Just kind of walking away from its creators.
I love the design of the Jet alone. Like it's very different than the Avas.
It is. Yeah. To me, it seemed cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheaply drawn, and it's cheaply, in comparison to the
comparatively,
Avas.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is this like weird, like, robot that wasn't made by nerves, so it doesn't have all the like design and bioorganism looking stuff to it. Yeah, it is certainly cheaper, but that's also the idea, is that it's a discount Ava alternative. And so Shinji runs up and grabs it by the scruff of its neck, basically. It's like, stop it, and puts Misato on. Misato slips immediately, but catches herself on one of the hooks in something that, like, it's really only a moment, but it's like a harrowing, horrifying moment of like, oh, Misato almost just died.
It also followed a moment after Misato had just told Shinji to hurry up. Oh, you're wasting time. You're like, I only have 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she slips.
She slips? Well, she slips as he like puts her on the robot, right?
Mm-hmm. It was scary.
It's scary. And so he's like holding on to the back of it, like by this, like, what is it? Just like there's a handle on the back of it, basically. So she gets in, types in the password, which was hope, and the password is invalid.
Error.
She tries it again, password invalid. And she remarks that
it doesn't say invalid. It just says that it's having an error.
Oh, yeah. It says an error. But she says that somebody messed with it. And that's the first sign that something has maybe gone extra wrong in a way that we didn't expect. She types in the password a couple of times, doesn't work. And then she starts trying to manually move the rods inside. And also, like, this is in the middle of an irradiated space where she's in this, like, big radiation suit. And she's just pushing with all her strength. And everybody's freaking out. We get a bunch of shots of, like, everybody having the moment of, like, oh, no, things have gone as wrong as they possibly could. Then at the last second, the rods move on their own.
The password's accepted.
The password is accepted. Lights go green. Misato's safe. Misato is saved the day. Misato and the Evangelion saved the day. So showing
pretty
that
convenient.
Showing that Nerve is the people that can not only stop the angels but save the day. Yeah, Misato says something along the lines of like, yeah, I guess everything's okay, but it's like she's suspect. The next scene is Ritsuko in Gendo's office reporting that everything went according to plan except for Misato's actions. And so all of this was planned from Nerve's side to send in the Ava, or to like sabotage the jet alone, send the Ava in to stop the jet alone, and then save the day. So, but Misato didn't know about any of this. But Ritsuko did, because Ritsuko was the one reporting to Gendo, which is crazy. And then things are back to normal. Next morning is another breakfast scene. Misato downs another beer, and Shinji complains about how sloppy she is.
Hell yeah.
Kensuke and Toji show up, and they also, again, try to get a glimpse. But Shinji's real pissy, and so they all leave. And Kensuke and Toji keep talking about how wonderful it is to live with such a beautiful woman and blah, blah, blah. And she's so cool, the way that she showed up all professional to the school the other day. And he's like, yeah, she's only like that outside. When she's at home, she's like a mess, like a slob. And they're like, you don't understand. Like, you're lucky. You're the only one who gets to see her let loose like that. And Shinji gets a big smile and was like, oh, yeah.
Well, it's because she lets loose in front of Shinji, because how they say it is that she views Shinji as family.
Yeah.
So you're part of the family. So she's that comfortable with him. Yeah. And that's why he takes a different appreciation to his situation.
And that's it.
It's pretty neat.
That episode was a bunch of money and then some corporate sabotage.
As you do.
To make your company look real good. And then the day is saved, but the day was, I guess, never actually really in danger. But yeah, so my questions, I guess, at the end of it are like, were the leaks from Nerve intentional? Did they make themselves appear a certain kind of way to like knock themselves down? So that way, when they ultimately take out their competitor like they just did, that makes them look even better?
Could be, because ultimately, and the reason I bring up the Jet Alone's cheapness, and maybe any other competitor's cheapness and their creation of their robots, is that you already don't, as an audience, like, I don't get the sense that robot could take on an angel.
No, I mean,
even with the resources that they did have, let's say it did work.
Yeah, dude,
perfectly.
They were excited that it walked.
Yeah.
Much less throwing a punch.
So
much less taking a punch.
It would be a really shrewd route for like Nerve to take this corporate sabotage, because ultimately these other organizations, corporations are siphoning resources away from Nerve.
Sure.
And ultimately
that's an altruistic way of looking at it.
Yeah, and they're siphoning it to like for things that won't work anyway.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I mean, that paints Nerve in the light of like, they're the only ones who can do this. They're the good guys.
I don't say they're good guys. I just think that they
got the greater good in mind and all that.
I just think they're protecting their own interests.
Yeah.
And by doing this kind of reinforces their interests, and hopefully people double down on investing, is the logic that Nerve's taking.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, all of this
I'm
corporate
not
sabotage.
putting a moral
Okay. I thought you were trying to say that like
bow in it, but yeah.
Gendo sure seems like a bad dude, a bad dad and a bad dude. And Nerve seems to have a lot of secrets.
Well,
while they're also saving the world.
And one of the things too, because even if Misato did fall to her death and that thing did blow up, Jet Alone did blow up, it was already stated that the Eva could survive a nuclear explosion. And then also that robot already proved itself to be uncontrollable.
Right.
And that was the whole point of a remote control robot.
Yeah.
So they would have looked bad.
It wasn't uncontrollable. It was hacked by Nerve.
To the, unsuspecting, unassuming, all the other scientists that were so gleefully talking shit about Nerve's products.
Yeah.
I just think that's really good move.
Yeah.
But not good in like a moral sense.
Right.
Like
Yes.
Good as in like effective.
I mean, Nerve is nothing if not effective. The only thing we didn't talk about, I guess, was like there's a one-off shot of them deconstructing the angel that Shinji had defeated.
Oh yeah, I wanted more of that.
I wanted more of that too, but it is shown for just a moment, and then it cuts to Shinji looking kind of bored in class, as though this is just so mundane that like you shouldn't even think about it for a moment, because like this is just what happens.
Right.
which is wild.
He's already acclimated to that life.
He's like, oh, whatever, another giant monster destroying the town.
And I know it's last episode, but wasn't the special thing about that killing that angel is just that it didn't self-destruct, it didn't explode?
That was 2 attacks ago.
Okay.
It was the giant penis looking one that he like attacked the core, and most of the core was intact.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I guess with Sachiel, the first angel attack that we saw, Shinji, or not Shinji, but the anvil went berserk and destroyed the core of that angel, and that's what caused a gigantic explosion. So none of it remained. And so I believe that he shot through the center of that thing, and there was a big explosion. But I guess the husk of the angel was still what remained.
Just knowing that in the background, Nerve is learning more about the components of the angels is really interesting. So it was like a good foreshadowing, but in a way that like Shinji's just like over it.
Yeah. He's like, I did that. You get like one shot of Rei II looking kind of bored in the class. Or not bored, but unaffected while everybody is having lively discussion about Misato showing up to school.
Because for her, that's every day.
Rei's just like, it's business. I'm here for business. But yes, I'm excited for the next episode because cool stuff happens in that one. And something for you to look forward to for next time.
I love some cool stuff.
Yeah. All right. I think it's probably a good time to end it. This has been Getting the Robot with Mark and Fred. I definitely remembered the name of the podcast. And you can find us at levelselect.cool. You can write in if you've got questions or comments for the show. We'd love to go over them. We're recording so far in advance that if we do get stuff that we need to respond to, maybe that'll be like an in-between episode kind of thing.
That'd be neat. Yeah.
But yeah, you can find all of our stuff at levelselect.cool, including Mark on Instagram, me on Blue Sky, or whatever social media exists at the time that this episode goes up.
As a first-time watcher of this show, I'm enjoying the show.
I'm glad.
And I hope that our audience out there is enjoying the podcast.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys listening. If not for you, well, we'd still be doing it because I just want to watch the show with my friend.
Aw. All right.
All right.
On to the next one.